They say every marriage has its secrets. But what if the one secret is buried just beneath your feet? Emily and Greg had been married for 8 years, the kind of couple people described as steady, grounded. They had a cozy house in the suburbs, matching toothbrushes, and a fridge always stocked with almond milk and Greek yogurt. Greg was the definition of routine. Same breakfast every morning, same gym routine every evening. Even their Sunday dinners never changed. Grilled salmon with asparagus and mashed potatoes. It was comforting, predictable, safe. Except for one thing. The basement door. It was always locked. Emily had asked about it once, early in their marriage. Greg laughed it off. Said it was just old junk. Tools, paint cans, nothing worth looking at. He even joked that it might collapse if they opened it too often. Emily let it go. Some doors in a marriage don't need opening. Until she found the second phone. It was a Wednesday evening. Emily was folding laundry, mindlessly pulling socks and shirts from the basket when she reached into Greg's jacket pocket. She wasn't snooping, just moving it out of the way. But then she heard the buzz. A phone vibrated inside. Greg's usual phone was charging on the nightstand. This one, she'd never seen. No passcode, just open access. The screen lit up with a message. Can't stop thinking about you. See. Then another. Is she suspicious yet? Emily stood in the hallway, the hum of the dryer the only sound. Her hands were shaking, her thoughts spiraling. C. Who was C? Claire? Christine? Carly? She didn't confront him, not yet. She needed more. Over the next few days, she watched Greg more closely. The gym sessions started getting longer. His texts got shorter. He smiled at his phone when he thought she wasn't looking. He had become distant. So she hired a private investigator, a quiet one. A man named Leo who barely spoke above a whisper. Within a week, Leo had photos. Lots of them. Greg wasn't just having an affair. He was meeting with the same woman again and again. At restaurants, at coffee shops, once outside the gym. She was petite, blonde, always wearing sunglasses. Her name was Claire. Claire. Emily stared at the photos for hours, noticed every detail. The way Greg touched her hand, the way Claire looked at him, not with affection, but with worry, with fear, like she was being watched. Something didn't add up. Greg wasn't acting like a man in love. He was too calm, too rehearsed. Claire, on the other hand, always looked tense, nervous, like she wanted to run. That night, Emily waited until Greg left for another meeting. She went to the garage and opened the old toolbox, dug past the hammer and rusted nails. At the bottom, she found a small silver key, aged, but familiar. She didn't know how she recognized it, but she did. She walked slowly to the basement door. Her fingers hovered over the lock. The key slid in easily and turned. The door creaked open. It smelled of dust and metal. The light switch clicked, but nothing happened. She walked down slowly, phone flashlight in hand. The air was cold. In the corner of the basement, there was a large tarp. Underneath it, a mattress, a chair, a water jug, a blanket, and a pair of women's shoes. Emily's breath caught. Then she heard it. A soft, hoarse whisper. Emily! She turned, phone shaking in her hand, and the beam of light landed on a woman. Claire, pale, bruised, tied to a chair. Her lips cracked, her wrists raw. Emily stepped forward. I'm here. I'm going to help you. But Claire's eyes widened in horror. No, you don't understand, she whispered. I thought you were the one helping me. Emily froze. What? Claire started crying. You were here before. You were with him. The flashlight dropped. Images flooded Emily's mind like a wave crashing over a dam. A memory she didn't know she had. Or maybe one she had buried. She saw herself standing in the same basement corner, beside Greg. She remembered the rope, the screaming, her own voice saying, no one will believe her. She remembered holding a small bottle, white pills. Greg had handed them to her. Just take them, he said. You don't want to remember this. And she did. She took them. She chose to forget. Her knees buckled and she collapsed to the floor, the weight of the truth suffocating her. Emily wasn't just a wife with a cheating husband. She was the one who had helped him. The affair hadn't been a lie, at first. Greg had cheated. He'd met Claire. But when Emily found out, she didn't leave. She didn't cry. She planned. Together they drugged Claire, hid her, gaslit her. But Emily couldn't handle the guilt, so she erased it. With pills, hypnosis, self-induced amnesia, she chose ignorance, believing that she was the betrayed instead of the betrayer. And now, the memory was back. She looked at Claire, at the woman she'd helped imprison, at the truth she'd tried to erase. When Greg came home that night, the house was silent. He called for Emily. No answer. He walked to the basement. The door was unlocked. He stepped down into the dark and found nothing. The mattress, the chair, the tarp, all gone. Just one thing remained. A single key, lying on the cold concrete floor, and written on the wall above it, in chalk. We remember now.